Player missing out as far as India is concerned is Chahal. An extra batsman as far as Australia is concerned, Ben McDermott. Well, a big series for India, and it all starts here today at Brisbane with the first T20I, and a good time to introduce and welcome my co-commentators. Well, the ex-Australian captain and a legend, Michael Clark, and along with us it'll be Robin Uthappa.
Good afternoon, boys. Good afternoon, all of our viewers. Yeah, very exciting time. Australia obviously having the chance to bat first here on a surface that looks like it's got a little bit of grass. So how they start is so important. I love seeing the captain walk out first. I think he has a really good opportunity to set the tone. And Darcy Short gets his opportunity at the top of the order as well. Can Australia set a tone here in these first 4 overs?
I think it's going to be important for Australia to get off to a good start here, because I think given how they've been playing in the recent past, I think a good start would give them a little bit of confidence going into this summer for them.
Well, they do need a good start. If you look at the last 4 T20s that Australia has played, they're on a losing streak here. They need to get things moving. But it's a different story now because they're playing at home. The last 4 games, most of it, 3 of them were in UAE versus Pakistan. But it all has to start from the top with the captain himself, Aaron Finch, who's out there. Along with him, Darcy Short, who's had a phenomenal big bash for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, he has, and I think this will suit him. I think that little bit of grass, top of the order against the fast bowlers. I think the only area that Darcy Short probably needs some work is starting his innings against spin. I don't think India's going to do that today. I think they'll go with the quicks. Again, like I said, just with that surface looking like it's got a tinge of green there, I think that'll suit the Australian players, and there's a lot of expectation on how Australia starts. I think these conditions will suit them.
Clarky, straight away, playing with an extra batsman Australia, has it got to do with the lack of runs from the top order batsmen in the last few T20Is?
Oh, I think they're always looking at how they can get better, particularly in this format. I think our form in general in 2020 cricket hasn't been great for a long period of time. So I heard Aaron Finch in his press conference say this is a format that Australian players love to play, but as a team they want to get better. Can they set the tone and start well here?
Bhuvneshwar Kumar to start off with. Straight away, Darcy Shaw with 2 slip in position. And going back to the Indian playing 11, Robin Chahal not making the playing 11, which was kind of expected looking at that playing 12 that was announced yesterday.
Well, yeah, I think so. They had to decide between Krunal and Chahal, given that Kuldeep's been in tremendous form.
Strike rate of 124 and average of 35. That's Darcy Short. Good numbers for him. Really good delivery, leaving the left-hander there.
Yeah, that's your line and length. Bhuvneshwar Kumar. That's where you got to be here at the Gabby. You got to be full. You got to be straight, attacking the stumps. Pitch the ball up, and allow the batsman to look to hit through the line. Again, I like Virat Kohli here. Nice and aggressive to start. Couple of slips. Regulation field on the offside backward point. Cover mid off. Then a standard mid wicket and a mid on, but those 2 catches in slips looking for an outside edge.
This Darcy Shot on strike. Non-strikers end, you've got ICC ranked number 2 in T20Is. That is the Aussie captain Aaron Finch. Average is 40 and a strike rate of almost 160. That's how good he's got 200s in this format as well for Australia.
He has. I think he's a fantastic opening batsman, one of the most explosive ones currently going around in the world. I also think that the captaincy will give him some added responsibility, and I think he's just getting used to the space of being a captain and kind of incorporating that into his own batting and trying to come out with good performances. And I think, given a little bit of time, I think he's going to do really well for himself and for Australia.
Yeah, I think that huge responsibility, obviously coming in and now captaining the T20s and the one days, but I think this is a great chance for Aaron Finch. Oh, nicely bowled again. Bhuvneshwar Kumar playing a miss. from Darcy Short. I think this is really the chance, being, South Africa's gone now. This is the start of a series, and I think all captains want to set the tone. You want to lead from the front, and I think this is the right time for Aaron Finch. He looks as fit as I've seen him. From all reports, he's been working hard in the nets. He just hasn't been able to make that big score. So hopefully for Australia, not just in this format, but going into the test matches as well, as Aaron Finch opened the batting in the recent test matches in the UAE, this is his chance to set that tone.
It's been really good over so far from Bhuvneshwar. Struggled with his length of late, but it's been a good start for him. Well, we'll open the account with a single here. Yes, it is. So that's one without loss after the first over, Australia.
नंबर बता, मोबाइल नंबर पूछो, पैसे भेजो सीधे बैंक अकाउंट से बैंक अकाउंट तक। फोन पे, इंडियाज पेमेंट्स ऐप।
ये साला एक ऐसा डिसीजन है जिसको हाँ करने में भी रिस्क है और ना करने में भी।
शुरू मजबूरी में किए थे, अब मजा आ रहा है।
Stream all episodes of Mirzapur only on Amazon Prime Video.
Keeping them guessing. That's my style. Blender's Pride Fashion Tour. Taste life in style.
It's Bumrah from the other end. Same field set for him as well with 2 slips. Darcy shot. It's a pretty big ground. I mean, that's one of the things that you see the first time you land in Australia. You're like, taken aback by the size of the ground, and this one is no less.
Yeah, good start from Bumrah. Again, attacking the stumps nice and full. Yeah, I think the Gabba in general, straight is quite small, but big square boundaries. And that's the key as a bowler. You want to know that. You want to know you can use that back of a length delivery as the innings goes on. Get the batsman hitting square of the wicket.
Absolutely agree with Mike there. I remember the first time that when I went to Australia, I was at the Gabba, and you expect the Australians to be intimidating, and when you set foot on this ground, the ground intimidates you. Just the enormity of the ground kind of intimidates you.
Look at the size, look at the dimensions there. 80 meters on one side, almost 70 on the other. Straights are 73 meters odd as well. That's a big ground.
Yeah, and the Gabba pitch actually sits a bit higher than a normal ground. So what I mean by that, you feel like you're on stage when you're batting. You feel like you're actually sitting above the fieldsman. It sort of fades off a little bit. So the guy at point or at cover or at mid-off is sitting a little bit lower than the actual 2 batsmen. So that's why I say straight when you're at the Gabba feels a lot shorter than square.
First ball for Finch in this innings. Leading edge. It's there in the air for a while. He would be under pressure, the captain. He hasn't got too many runs off late, and that's the pitch that we're using today for this game. Looks a lot greener.
Yeah, it's got a tinge of green, but this surface is as good as any that you'll bat on in the world. What's so good about the Gabba is you get consistent bounce. So yes, it's got a bit more pace than somewhere like the MCG or the SCG, so the ball comes through quicker, but it's even bounce, even carry, even pace. That's why both batsmen and bowlers love playing here.
Well, that's well placed. Hasn't timed it as well as he would want it, but at least a couple of runs. Khalil there. Lazy, but will do the job.
I don't agree with you. I think that's a very Indian way to stop the ball for fast bowlers. So, Khalil, do you, man. But I got to say, what I like about the Indian fast bowlers and what I've seen so far is the fact that they're pitching the ball up. I think, that their lengths have been excellent. And, I think if the ball can get a little bit of movement off the wicket, I think we can pick one now.
Yeah, lengths are so crucial, especially in the first few overs. There's only 2 fielders outside the circle. One of them is in third man, the other one deep square leg. The length, especially when it comes to Bhuvneshwar. Bumrah's been spot on. that's the reason he's the number 1 now ICC ranked bowler in T20s as well. A good start from him.
Yeah, well, the other thing I like about India's start is a lot of the time on a pitch that has a little bit more pace, you can get carried away with that. Try and use your bouncer too often. I haven't seen one short ball yet. Both, nearly 2 overs gone. Everything's been full, been straight, attacking the stumps. So in regards to India's preparation, it's been outstanding. They've said, no, just because the gab is quicker and bouncier, we're not going to go that way. We're going to go full and try and find these edges or hit the stumps.
Wow, big swing and a miss. It's 5 without loss after 2.
Sir. Like in cricket, we have a sweep shot, cut shot, just like that. This has a top shot. So if there's any mistake, the phone automatically recommends a better picture.
So you're saying I make a lot of mistakes?
No, sir, sometimes the picture...
Relax, I'm joking. Show me the picture.
Sare lessons bhaneenge simple for your child. Just download Byju's, the all-new and personalized learning app.
Come fall in love with learning.
Well, it's a watchful start from the Aussie openers. Finch on strike now, Prithvi. Just gave away 1 single of his last over. That's more like the length that we were talking about.
I think the start's pretty cautious by Australia, but I think given how they've been playing over the last few weeks, I think they'd be happy with the start. To be a little watchful initially, get used to the pace of the wicket a little bit, and then kind of go after it, back themselves and go after it, and probably if they can get about 45 at the end of the 6 overs, I think they will have done well for themselves.
He loves to play on the back foot, doesn't he, Finchy? He just looks for anything which is a little pitch short or a little bit of width.
Yeah, I don't mind this either, Robin. I agree. I think they're being a little bit more watchful, but I think they can afford to be. We look through that batting order. You've got Lynn,